Hello students, welcome to the online teaching learning process of subject mobile application development. So from today we are going to start our third unit, that is components and layout. In this unit we will basically study about the different layouts, how to for app building we have to use or implement different layouts on our application screen and the different components that we have to use on that layouts. So our today's topic is topic number 3.1, that is control flow. The course outcome for this unit is develop rich user interfaces using layouts and controls. Learning outcomes of this topic includes to study the control flow in Android. POs mapped are PO1, PO4, PO6 and PO7. Control flow. So basically what is the control flow? Application components are the essential building blocks of an Android application. Application components means what? Buttons, text box, different views, tabs. These are the building blocks of an Android application. These components are loosely coupled by the application manifest file Android manifest.xml. So all these components we define into a XML file, that is a Android manifest.xml. XML stands for extensible markup language. So .xml file is used to build or all the components are resided inside the Android manifest XML file. So it describes each component of the application and how they interact. So what will this manifest file will perform? It will describe each component of the application and how they interact with each other. There are following main components that can be used within an Android application. So the main components that will be used inside any Android application will be, first one is the activity. Activity is nothing but the screen which we will see. In Windows we can see a single window is a screen user interface. That the same concept is used in Android. The screen which appears on the our mobile device or the user interface, we call it, it is called as activity. Services. Services are the background activities that are performed internally. Like if the screen, my application screen consists of a single button, submit. By submitting, whatever the actions which I are going to perform is done by services component. Broadcast receivers, they handle the communication between the Android OS and applications. So what this component will perform? Broadcast receiver, they will handle all the communication between the Android operating system and our application. And the fourth main component is content provider. Content provider will handle all the data related operations, data storage, data manipulation. All the operations are handled by an content provider. So basically Android application screen or a Android application consists of four main components. First one is the activity. Activity is nothing but the UI which we see on our mobile screen. Services, these are the background actions which will be performed, like button click. After button click, what should happen? That will be handled by services. Broadcast receiver, they will handle all the communication between the our Android application and Android operating system. So it acts as an intermediate between the our application and Android operating system. Content provider will deal with different data management techniques. So the first part we will see in detail, that is activity. Activity is nothing but the UI screen which appears on our mobile device. Activity performs actions on the screen. Whatever the user has to perform or whatever the action which is needed to be performed is placed on an activity. For example, an email application might have one activity that shows a list of emails. Another activity will show how to compose, or if we click the compose button, it will compose the email. So different activities are placed inside an application. So activity is nothing but a single user interface screen with which the user will interact. If an application has more than one activity, then one of them should be marked as the activity that is presented when the application is launched. If the our Android application has more than one activities, so any one of the activity can be made as a activity which will be presented to the user when it opens an application. It is same concept as the home screen or the home page of an website. An activity is implemented as a subclass of activity class. So these all the activities are placed inside an activity class. The subclass of activity is, or the syntax is, public class main activity extends activity. Main activity means what? Main activity is a class which will handle all the activities, or activity is nothing but a user's interface screen. So if we create 10 activities in an application, so main activity will contain all the 10 screens, and single activity is our activity. That means public class main activity extends activity is nothing but our home page, about us page, contact us page. That's all. So this is the main syntax. Public class main activity will contain all the activities and it will extend activity. So the next is the services. Services are the components that runs in the background to perform long running operations. We can take any one example, that is we can play a service or play and music in the background while the user is in different application. This activity we perform mainly in daily routine. We play our music or playlist and we are performing other operations. So the music is going to play in the background while we are performing any other activity, or it might fetch data over the network without blocking the user interaction with an activity. The service is implemented as a subclass of service class. So the main classes are basically activity class, service class, broadcast receiver and content provider, and a single service is implemented as its base class. So the syntax is public class my service, where my service is the main class, extends service class. My service is what? My service is the service which we are going to be performed. A user is going to be performed, and it extends the main service, that is service class. Third is the broadcast receiver. Broadcast receiver respond to the broadcast messages from other applications or from the system. So what are the broadcast receiver? Broadcast receiver, as we have seen in the earlier screen, that it handles the communication between the Android application and the Android operating system. Applications can initiate broadcast to let other applications know that some data has been downloaded to the device and is available for them to use. So this is the broadcast receiver who will interrupt this communication and will initiate appropriate action. A simple example of broadcast receiver is when we are using any Android application, the notifications, or if a message comes to our mobile, the notification screen appears. If a WhatsApp message comes, a WhatsApp notification appears. So these are the different activities which are performed by the broadcast receiver. A broadcast receiver is implemented as a subclass of broadcast receiver class, and each message is broadcasted as an intent object. So public class my receiver is our application's receiver, which will explain the main class, that is broadcast receiver class. It contains a method called as on receive method. So public void, public is access specifier, void is the return type, on receive is the method name, and the parameters are context, in which context it is sent, and the intent. Intent means the reason behind the sending. So it contains two parameters, context and intent. This intent we will see in the next classes. Next one is the content provider. A content provider component supplies data from one application to others on request. So this is simple. It handles all the data related operations internally inside the application as well as with the other applications. Such requests are handled by the method content resolver class. The content or the data may be stored in a file system, database, or somewhere else. The content provider is implemented by a subclass of content provider class and must implement a standard set of APIs. APIs means programming application interface. What the API performs, that is, it enables other applications inside our application to perform our own transactions. That is, if for example, if we are using a banking app, so we banking app or simple example is of Google Pay. If we are using Google Pay, and if we are having more than one bank account, so we can check the balance of each account using a web service, that is nothing but the web API. So this is provided by the content provider, that is all the data related manipulations, operations, activities are handled by the content provider class. So the syntax is public class my content provider extends content provider. Content provider is the main class and my content provider is the content provider for the current activity. It contains a method on create. Additional components, we may use these different additional components inside our application. So this we are going to study in future videos. So the additional components are fragments, views, layouts, intents, resources, and manifests. Fragments represents a portion of user interface in an active. Fragment is nothing but we can divide the entire screen into small fragments or multiple columns, so we can place our data inside that multiple fragment or column. Views are nothing but the different controls such as button, text box, timers, hyperlinks, etc. Layouts are the different relative layout we can use, absolute layout, intent, resources, and manifest. The important MSBT questions are: explain the main components in developing an Android application. So what we have learned today is control flow in Android. So thanks for watching the video. In the next part we will discuss about the topic 3.2.